Tata Group finds itself in the midst of a mega feud.
But it's a full-fledged war now.
The battle over Tata Sons board nominations is what we're talking about.
The big question that we're asking now, where does this leave the $200 billion conglomerate?
Just a year after the tragic death of Ratan Tata, clouds of crisis have gathered over the Tata empire.
Things have heated up inside the Tata Trusts, so much that the government had to step in. In October, 7 trustees reportedly met Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi, asking for intervention.
But what exactly is happening? Who's fighting whom? Tata Sons or Tata Group? And more importantly, who actually owns the Tata Group?
We'll break down who holds power, why this dispute started, and how it could affect the Tata Group, the stock market, and maybe even your portfolio in today's episode of Inside Out.
Let's start from the top. The Tata Group's crown jewel is Tata Sons, the mothership that owns and controls all the other companies. TCS, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Titan, Tata Chemicals, Tata Consumer, Air India, the new semiconductor and defense ventures. Literally everything.
However, Tata Sons itself is not listed on the stock market. It's a private company.
So, who owns it? Well, around 65% of Tata Sons is held by a cluster of charitable foundations called the Tata Trusts.
Then comes the Shapoorji Pallonji Group with roughly 18%. They are the second largest shareholder. The rest belongs to the group companies and a few individuals.
And this is why you never saw Ratan Tata on Forbes' billionaire list, because he personally owned nothing. The profits go straight from Tata Sons to the Tata Trusts and from there into charitable hospitals, universities and social projects.
That's the genius of the model, but also the root of the current power struggle.
In order to understand what's really happening in the Tata tussle and what impact does it have to the power balance between the Tata Sons and the Tata Trusts, we need to understand that the power hasn't switched hands. It's being rearranged inside the camps that already holds the key. What has changed recently is that there is a tussle between the trusts, that who leads within the trust. Now, internal alignment inside the trusts matters because it decides which directors they nominate to Tata Sons and how forcefully they use their shareholder rights. Policy steadiness depends on unity at the top.
For decades, one man held everything together. Ratan Tata. He chaired both Tata Sons and Tata Trusts, and his word was final.
But after he passed away in October 2024, that unifying force disappeared. His brother Noel Tata took over as a chair of the Tata Trusts.
And soon after, differences began to show among trustees like Venu Srinivasan, Vijay Singh, Darius Khambata, Mehli Mistry, Pramit Jhaveri and Jahangir H.C. Jahangir.
Now, without the Ratan Tata's towering presence, no one has the final word.
The real flashpoint came in September 2025. The trusts met to decide whether to renominate Vijay Singh, a long-time Tata insider, as a Tata Sons board member.
The vote split 4-2. A majority said no. Vijay Singh resigned soon after, despite Noel Tata and Vijay Singh himself opposing his removal.
Now that may sound a small administrative issue, but at Tata Sons, both seats equal power.
Under Article 104B of Tata Sons Constitution, the Tata Trust can nominate 1/3 of the directors. And under Article 121, their approval is mandatory for all major decisions like mergers, fundraisers and even listing.
So one seat lost means one lever of control gone, and that's why the tension has escalated so quickly.
Then came another shock. Mehli Mistry, cousin of late Cyrus Mistry, was removed from both Sir Dorabji Trust and Sir Ratan Tata Trust.
That name will ring a bell. Cyrus Mistry was once chairman of Tata Sons before being dramatically ousted in 2016, a case that went all the way to the Supreme Court.
Mehli's removal has reopened old wounds. Recently, Mistry filed a caveat before the Maharashtra Charity Commissioner after being denied reappointment at the boards of the two trusts. The move ensures that no decision can be taken on his removal without giving him a chance to present his side. But proving wrongdoings inside the trust is very tough.
So two camps have formed, one around Noel Tata, another around Mehli Mistry and his allies. Each side accuses the other of overreach.
On top of this internal drama, Tata Sons is also facing external pressure, like the RBI mandated IPO, which has been pending for years.
So here is the billion-dollar question. Should Tata Sons be listed? Some argue a listing would unlock transparency and liquidity. Others say it would threaten the very model that allows the flow into philanthropy and shareholders' pocket.
Listing is going to introduce a stronger disclosure rule and wider shareholder base. If the Tata Sons lists, regulators and public markets will expect tighter disclosures around dividends moving up from operating companies and grants moving down to philanthropy. Investors usually like that kind of transparency.
Now you might wonder, does this really affect Tata companies like TCS, Tata Motors or Titan?
For now, daily operations continue smoothly. Each company has its own board and CEO. But when it comes to big strategic calls, entering new sectors, mergers, major funding, Tata Sons needs the trust's alignment.
If the trust stays divided, decisions stall. And that gridlock could eventually slow down India's most valuable conglomerate, worth over 30 lakh crore. To give you a rough idea of how big it is, well, it's equivalent to Pakistan's GDP.
The Tata Trusts fund nearly 2,000 crore a year in public welfare, from cancer research to rural education. If the trusts fracture, their grant making could slow down and their moral authority could fade.
That's why the government is quietly watching. A governance deadlock at Tata isn't just a corporate story, it's a national one.
Three layers of tension now surround Tata Sons. The trustee battle for control, the SP Group's demand for an exit, and RBI's pressure for Tata Sons to go public.
While you may see a short-term noise discount when the governance stories spike, but long-term strategy remains intact, unless ownership rules force a structural break, which current reporting does not suggest.
For over a century, the Tata name has meant integrity, restraint and purpose. But the question now is, can that spirit survive this power struggle?
Because even the house of Tata isn't immune to infighting. It shows how fragile trust can be, even inside India's most trusted brand.
Now the question isn't who controls Tata Sons, it's whether India's most trusted name can stay true to the trust it was built on.
Well, that's it for today's segment. For more such interesting stories, subscribe to Outlook Business. Until next time.